Thank you, Chairman and Ranking Member Titus, for holding this hearing today, and thank you to all of our witnesses for your testimony and insight and the sacrifices I'm sure you all made to be here. Ohio has 44 operating railroads and over 5,000 miles of track, making Ohio the third largest rail infrastructure state in the nation. With Ohio's presence in the rail industry, adopting and implementing new technologies could result in huge growth for Southern Ohio. Mr. McCown, in your testimony, you highlighted how the United States regulatory process has hindered technological growth in the rail industry. I'm proud that the first bill I introduced in Congress, the Regulation Decimation Act, would remove burdensome, unnecessary, and counterproductive regulations that prevent innovation and growth. Mr. McCown, as this committee works on drafting the upcoming Surface Transportation Reauthorization Bill, what regulations and/or processes within the Federal Railroad Administration should we be examining to remove regulatory bottlenecks?
Mr. Taylor, thank you for the question, and as a native Ohioan, I appreciate your comments there as well. You know, we need to move from prescription to performance-based policies to make sure that A, nobody can take advantage of shortcuts, no one's going to be self-regulated, but we're hitting performance metrics. We need to be outcome-based instead of prescriptive. The goal is transparency and incentivizing innovation. Let's be agnostic on the technology that's used to meet and exceed its target. The goal of continuous improvement is to constantly drive down the number of incidents, to make them less severe, to occur less often. By doing this, we're unleashing innovation, and we will see cottage industries further develop and innovate in this area. But by telling somebody you have to do it this way, we're already losing.
Thank you. The implementation of new technologies in our rail industry could help make our tracks safer, reduce delays, and improve product delivery. It's imperative that the development of new technologies and American innovation is encouraged. As one example, Mr. Shannon, I was glad to hear that Rail Pulse is being utilized throughout Ohio, keeping our communities safe. However, as a small business owner, I understand the difficulties that smaller companies may have in adopting new technologies. Mr. Shannon, from an industry perspective, what can be done to help encourage the adoption of new technologies?
I think that's a great observation. The technology that we're talking about on rail cars is not horribly expensive, but at the same time, for small businesses, small rail car owners, we are talking about a significant investment. And so one thing that can be done and should be done would be providing incentives to encourage the adoption of this technology, financial incentives through CRISI grant or similar public-private kind of incentives.
I heard at one point that it's sort of cheaper to get it on a new car than it is to put onto an existing car. Is that true?
It can be cheaper to put it on a new car. The core technology is very similar, regardless of whether it's a new car or an existing car, but capturing a car in service and getting to that car, locking it down, if you will, so that you can safely install the equipment can cost more for sure. So
fair to say it's a bigger challenge for like short line railroads or smaller operations.
A bigger challenge for short line railroads, can be a bigger challenge for private car owning shippers.
Thank you. The benefit that new technologies can provide in preventing accidents should be one of Congress's top priorities. With the East Palestine derailment in my home state of Ohio, we are keenly aware of how important it is to prevent tragedies before they happen. Mr. Gebhardt, your company, WebTech, produces a couple of different products that seek to prevent accidents. Can you go into more detail about these two technologies that can detect potential accidents and seek to prevent them?
We do a number of technologies that are specifically focused on safety. We have a kinetics inspection technologies platform that uses acoustic technology, thermal technology, visual technology to look for defects, potential issues that are going to be coming along there. We also have technology for incoming inspection into yards, and now we're developing technology that actually will go under the trains to go ahead and inspect for the outgoing inspections to augment the work that the yard workers are already doing there. So we are working to try to make rail safer. We're working with the locomotives, of course, but then we're also working with the rail cars.
Real quickly, anything big on the horizon that we haven't heard about that's coming out as far as this kind of safety technology?
Yeah, I would say probably the most exciting one that we have is what we call our Rail Ghost. It is actually something that's going to go under the trains inside the yards or in sidings and can do a lot of the inspections there. We're working on the visual inspections now. We'll put different measurans on there over time, but it's a very exciting technology. Will augment what the yard workers are already doing.
Thank you, and thank you all very much. Chairman, I yield back.